much, but I don't like to be addressed as sir. I like to be addressed as swim guru. Can you say good afternoon, swim guru?
Good afternoon, swim guru.
Okay. Well, I'm very, very pleased to be at the Pacelli School for the Blind. And I am happy to be here talking to all of you because I bring you good news. Do you know what the good news is? No. Can you guess? At least you heard swim guru. So you should be able to guess what the good news is. Swim. Say it louder.
Swim.
Do you want to learn to swim? Do you think this is something you can do?
Yes.
Okay, so before I came to Nigeria last year, my visually impaired or blind friends that I met last year, they told me, they said, we have heard so many stories about people that are visually impaired or blind in other countries swimming. But we never knew that this will ever come to us. Did you kids ever think that you will ever even be talking about swimming?
No.
No? Okay. So that's the reality. A lot of people do not care about you guys learning how to swim. But I care, and that's the reason why I'm here. Because I know that the best thing that can happen to you all is if you learn how to swim. Because not only is it going to help you in your mental development, it's going to help you to be socially aware, and it's going to help your brain function, it's going to help you to make friends easier, it's going to help you to think better, it's going to help you to sleep better, it's going to make you feel confident and great. And do you know the best news of all? You don't know? We're going to be trying to build a team of some of you that are so enthusiastic and some of you that are going to show extra passion for swimming. We're going to try to build a team, and we're going to hopefully get you swimming so well that you could represent Nigeria and perhaps go to the Paralympics. It is the Olympics for the people with disabilities all over the world. And maybe, just maybe, some of you that I'm looking at here today could become future Paralympic swimming champions of the world. How about that? Are you excited?
Yes.
Okay. So, part of what we're trying to do, the name of my organization is the Swim in One Day Project. And part of what we're trying to do is to discover talents. But apart from that, we're trying to empower little children like you with the very special gift of swimming, so that if your mommy or daddy takes you to a river, or if you're going in the river sometime and there's an accident, you will be swimming to safety. Okay? And apart from that, swimming is very good for you in all ways. In developed countries like US and in the UK, swimming is an obligatory thing for children in schools. But the good news is that I have a special ability. And my name, by the way, is Swim Guru Emeka. Could you say that?
Swim guru Emeka.
Very good. And I am looking forward to knowing all your names, hopefully when we start with the swimming classes, which I hope is going to be sometime next year, which is next month. But maybe in March or April, we're going to try to organize everything with Sister. And hopefully your swimming pool here will be filled with water. And you guys are going to be learning with the Swim Guru from the Swimming One Day Project, okay? So, my name is Emeka, and everybody calls me Swim Guru. But apart from that, my Swimming One Day Project is because I have the ability to teach you how to swim at the fastest rate possible. It's not a joke. So if you go to my Instagram page, for instance, you're going to see a lot of visually impaired people like you. Actually, the best swimmer I had last year is a lady, and she's visually impaired. Can you believe that? Could you clap because I saw someone clap? Your t-shirts at the back, they represent what my organization is all about. It says there is ability in disability, and part of what we want to show you kids through teaching you how to swim and making you the best you can be is that even if you cannot see, you can have a vision, and you can see better than all of us that can see, and you can dream big, and you could become an Olympic champion. And that is what we call the Paralympics, because the Olympics is for people that do not have disabilities, but the Paralympics is where you all can shine, okay? So today, we are going to be talking to you about what we're going to be doing in future, when we're going to fill the swimming pool with water, and then when we're going to be going there to practice. And maybe if you go on holidays and your parents take you somewhere else where there's water, what we're going to talk about is your safety around water. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So every time that I go to a place that there is water, there are certain rules that I must observe. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. Okay? So I'm going to start with the very first one. And the very first water safety rule that I'm going to talk to you guys about is, if I find myself in a swimming pool or anywhere around the swimming pool, I cannot go swimming if I have a cut or a wound or an injury. Do you guys understand?
Yes.
Yes, swim guru. That is a brilliant student in front of me. Very good. So, yes, swim guru. So, I cannot swim if I have cuts. I cannot swim if I am a young lady and I have my period. Do you guys understand what the period is?
Yes.
Yes. So for the ladies, when you're in that time of the year, when your body releases blood, you cannot go swimming. So when the time comes and we start teaching you, you cannot allow yourself to get into the water if you're in that time of the year, time of the month, where you are releasing blood from your body, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the next thing is, if we get into a swimming pool, after you've all become great swimmers, and after you've all become great divers, because you may be thinking, I'm only going to teach you how to swim, I'm going to be teaching you how to dive too. Okay? So, when you become great divers and great swimmers, the first thing I want you to remember is that anytime you're in a pool, you must make sure that you're not going to dive first. You must climb in and understand which is the shallow part of the pool and which is the deep part of the pool. Then you can decide that I only dive in the deep part because diving in the shallow part is not very safe. So very important to remember, I can only dive in the deep part of the pool. And sometimes the deep part of the pool is not even deep enough. So we may not necessarily have to dive if the pool is shallow. But the idea is that we're going to start off in the baby pool that we have in the school, and then later I'm going to take you guys to a standard Olympic-sized swimming pool. And then you're all going to be swimming like little fishes. How about that? Do you like the idea? So you're all going to be swimming, but shine is going to come from. So you have to desire it. You have to say, yes, I want to be great, I want to do it, and then I'm going to take you there, okay? So diving is not allowed in the what part of the pool? Very good. Wow, I'm so proud of you guys. So, if we want to jump in the pool, it's better to jump with our legs all the time. In the shallow part, in the deep part. But we're not allowed to dive with our hands, okay?
Yes, sir.
As you are all young people and you're growing up, it's very important that every time you're going around water, you go with somebody. But especially because you are visually impaired, you cannot see, it's always good to have to go with someone that will be your eyes. But if you find yourself in water after you've learned how to swim, because you had an accident or a disaster occurred, the whole idea of what we're doing is trying to empower you so that you're not going to be afraid. You're going to look the water in the face and say, hey, I have swum bigger water than you. You are nothing, okay?
Yes.
All right, very good. So we're going to go to the next one. And this is telling you that you must go with somebody to help you, or to supervise you, or to watch out for you when you want to go swimming, okay? And then, we do not run around the pool, okay? I understand that I see a lot of you running around, and that's very good. But when we're around the pool, because the water splashes all over the place, and it's very slippery. So we cannot run around the pool, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, swim good, don't forget. All right, so I'm going to the next one, and that is, when we're swimming in the water, so many people, even your teachers here, I'm sure, they do not know that when you are swimming, you actually are sweating. Is that a point? Do you know that? Does anybody know that when you swim, you sweat as well? Can you raise up your hand and tell me? You know that? Okay, tell me, how do you know that when you swim, you sweat?
Because when you swim, you paddle your hands and your legs, and that takes a lot of energy, which you use to swim.
Wow! Give me 5. Uh-huh. What's your name, young man?
Asif.
What?
Asif.
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 Asif answered it brilliantly. So what Asif said is that when you're swimming, you are actually using up a lot of energy. And swimming is a workout like every other workout. So when you're doing it, you do not see the sweat because you're inside water. But you actually do sweat inside the water. But the water refreshes you. So you don't feel it. But you do sweat. So when you're swimming, it is okay to hydrate yourself. Drink some water. Okay? But it is not okay to eat a heavy meal. Can anybody tell me why it is not okay to eat a heavy meal? Can someone tell me why it is not good to eat a heavy meal before swimming? Somebody that is not Asif, okay, the gentleman down there. Hello. Tell us your name and tell us why you think that it's not okay to eat heavy before swimming.
To avoid drowning.
Sorry?
I said to avoid drowning.
Well, not necessarily to avoid drowning. Is there anybody else that could give us a shot? Yes? This little man here.
To avoid sinking.
Not sinking. Anybody else? You want to try, sir? That's what you wanted to say. Anybody else? Okay. Yes, tell us.
It's you will not be able to swim.
Dude, let's talk about when you eat, your stomach is full and you're very heavy, right? Am I correct? When you eat, your stomach is very heavy?
Yes, sir.
And there's a tendency that when your stomach is full, and you go do physical exercise, you're going to vomit in the water. Do you guys know what is vomit?
Yes.
If you don't want to vomit and puke and throw all the food you've eaten inside the water, then you should not eat heavy before going to swim. Also, we do not want to have stomach cramps. Do you guys understand what stomach cramps mean? Stomach cramps is when your stomach starts hurting you and starts cramping, like it's like being twisted, your stomach. So stomach cramps can happen when you eat and then go to do any physical exercise. So in general, it's not very advisable to eat heavy before you start swimming. But it's advisable to eat like heavy 2 hours before swimming, or a very light snack before swimming. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I love you guys. You guys are great audience. Okay. So, we're going to go to the next one. Is it okay to swim in a dirty pool?
No,
Or a pool that is lacking sufficient treatment? Do you guys know that we have to put some special salt in the swimming pool for it to be safe? Okay. So who can tell me why it is not okay to swim in a dirty pool? All right, there's a gentleman with glasses. Tell us, please.
Sir,
Tell us your name, please.
my name is Ikena Goodluck.
Ikena. Okay, tell us why it's not okay to swim in a dirty pool.
So we get sick.
So that you don't get sick. Well, you can get infections. You can get any kind of disease. Okay? And you can actually spread diseases when you go in a dirty pool and you got a disease. But if you got a disease and you go in a pool that is treated, then it's more difficult for you to pass on the disease. Okay, so it's not okay to swim in a dirty pool. How do we know a pool that is clean? Has anybody heard about that? Does anybody know how to know a pool that is clean? Knowing a pool that is clean, I'm going to tell you guys now, is when you go inside and the bottom is not slimy. Do you know the meaning of the word slimy?
Yes.
Yes, it's not gummy like a glue sticking to your feet. That is very important. And you can ask your sister or your brother that can see, is it transparent? If it is transparent, that means that we can see through to the bottom. That means that it's a clean what?
World.
A clean pool, great. Then the next one is, are we allowed to play rough in the swimming pool?
No.
Why? You can tell me why. Somebody tell me why. You raise up your hand and you write it down. I'm coming to you. Okay, tell us your name and tell us why you're not allowed to play rough play in the swimming pool. Sorry? Very good. Kobe said we're not allowed to play rough play because we do not want to hurt ourselves. Is that right?
Yes.
Who has a different opinion? Does anybody have a different opinion about why we're not allowed to play rough play? You want to tell us something, sir? Thanks, man. Tell us your name and tell us what's your different opinion.
My name is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel? Uh-huh.
So we're not dreaming.
Okay. So part of hurting yourself is that you will also drown. So the idea is that we do not play rough play in the swimming pool because the water is our best friend, but it could be our best foe if we don't respect it. So when we're in the water, we respect it. We don't play rough play, okay? If there is thunderstorm, if there is a thunderstorm, when it's raining, if there is a thunderstorm, are we allowed to swim?
No.
Why would that be? Why would we not swim? In a thunderstorm, somebody over there wants to tell us why we cannot swim in a thunderstorm. Very good. What's your name?
My name is Alami Sola.
The reason why we should not swim in the thunderstorm, so it will not strike us.
Okay. So that the thunder will not strike us. How many of you have heard that thunder strikes people? Okay. So what actually is explained as a thunder strike would be that when we are swimming in the rain, if it's a mild rain, it's okay to swim in a mild rain. But once there's thunder and lightning, there could be electric shock. There could be a transference of that electricity, and we will be struck by thunder. So we all have to be careful about that, okay? So no swimming in thunderstorms. Now, when you all become very good and you become great swimmers, we don't want to overestimate our abilities. We don't want to start showing off that we can swim better than everybody else and do stupid things. So we're not allowed to do stupid. We're only allowed to do careful. Is that okay?
Yes,
Very good. All right, so the next one is, if we're swimming and we see dead fish or dead creatures around the swimming pool, or around or inside the water, if we see dead fish or dead creatures, we should know that it is not what? It is not safe. Who said that? Wow, that's a brilliant young man. What's your name? What? Kelechi said it is not safe. It is not safe for the fish and the little creatures in the water, so it could not be safe for a human being. Okay? So we have to run away from water, whether it's a river or the sea, where you have dead creatures. All right?
Somebody was banned.
Is it important for us to shower before going into the swimming pool?
Yes!
Wow, everybody knows that. Why is it important for us to shower before going into the swimming pool? Who can tell me? I'm going to take a young man from the back. Okay, sir, could you tell us?
To wash away the germs and the dirt in our body.
Very good. It's very important to wash away the germs in our body and the dirt. I love the way he said it. Then the next thing is, are we allowed to take a shower after swimming? Is it proper to take a shower after swimming? Huh? Can someone tell us? Should we take a shower after swimming in the swimming pool? Who wants to answer? No, he said. Why? Why no?
It is good to take a shower, but not in the swimming pool.
No, I said we take a shower before swimming so that we don't introduce dirt into the swimming pool. But is it okay to take a shower after?
Yes.
Very good. Why?
So we won't contaminate germs into.
No. Does anybody else have an answer? Okay, gentleman over here, you please.
Your name is Paul.
All right, tell us more.
Okay, so that one will look more fresh.
I love that answer. He said so that our body will look more fresh, but no, that is not the answer. Let's try somebody in the back. Maybe they have the magic answer. All right, tell us.
Why is Shalom?
Shalom.
It's good to take shower after swimming. Why is that? It's because of so that it will not cause germs in our body.
No. When we start swimming, we need to get rid of the dirt. But after swimming, the swimming pool is treated with chemicals. And these chemicals are not very good for our skin if we leave it on. So washing off the chemicals is the reason why we don't want to not shower after swimming. So after swimming, it's very important that we all take a shower, if possible, with soap to wash off the chemicals. okay? And maybe to be fresh. Do you guys remember who said fresh? Yes. Okay. So very important to do that. Now we're going to go to the next point, which is, if I am feeling sick with malaria, if I'm feeling very sick, if I'm feeling sick, am I allowed to go swim? No. Why? It could be dangerous. Somebody said dangerous, right? Very good. It could be dangerous if we're not feeling good, if we're feeling sick, and we go into the water to swim. But there are certain types of maladies, there are certain types of, don't call it sickness, call it malady, call it feelings of wellness, that swimming could actually help us improve. So as swim guru, I give water therapy to people. So when you break an arm, when you have a surgery, when you have an exercise, when you have a surgery and you want to get healed, you could actually go swimming and feel better. So swimming has a lot of possibilities of healing you from surgery, pain. Sometimes if you have asthma, you go to the sea and you swim a lot in the sea. The minerals that God puts in the sea can actually heal you, okay? So when you're sick, you're feeling sick, you do not go to swim. But swimming can heal you when you have certain maladies, especially when you have headaches, or when you've broken your leg and you've been in the POP. After the POP, the doctors in developed countries will tell you to go to water therapy or to go swimming. Okay? So we're going to go to the next one, alright? Do we try to save someone when they are drowning? Is it a good thing? Yes! Why do we say yes? Did someone tell me? Raise up your hand and tell me why yes. Okay, there's a gentleman here that wants to tell us why yes. Okay, can you tell us why yes? Okay. We can save somebody so that they don't die, but that is wrong because we don't know how to save people. So if we actually try to save someone that is drowning, we will die ourselves. So we don't jump into the pool and try to save someone because we feel we can swim. So very important to remember, we do not just try to save someone because we can swim. We have to learn how to save someone and be certified professionally before we can do that. Otherwise, it's very, very dangerous. Okay? We are not allowed to jump in to try to save anybody because we can swim. But there is something that we can do. Can someone guess what we can do? If someone is drowning, we can do something to help them, but not jumping in to save them ourselves. Okay, there's a young man here raising up his hand. Yes, tell us.
You can throw soap.
Wow! Give me 5. That's a good 5. So this gentleman said, what's your name? Godwin said, it's important to throw in a floaty or a tube, or you can throw in a rope so that the person could hold on to something, and then you can drag them to safety. Is that good? Yes. Very good. What else could we do? Is there anybody that has a genius idea of what we could do if we could not help? That gentleman wants to say something. Hello. Hello. Tell us.
My name is David. He's not good to swim. He's not good. He's not good. If you swim and you take shower, it will cause
David said yes, that he's going to learn how to swim. So David said yes, that he's going to learn how to swim. Okay? So it's very important that, I know. So it's very important that we call an adult. Do you guys know that if you call an adult around or a lifeguard, then they know exactly what to do to save the person that is drowning. So if I am in a place and somebody is drowning and calling out for help, what do? I scream for help. Somebody help him! He's dying! That's the right thing to do because we do not know how to help, and also because we cannot see the people. Yes? So remember, your voice is your greatest ally that is going to help you save yourself, and that is going to help you still save your brother, okay? All right, so we're going on. So to the next one. Are we allowed to drink alcohol as adults when we grow up? Can we drink alcohol and go into the water and swim? No. So we have a message from mummies and daddies, our uncles and our adults around us. No drinking before or during swimming. You can drink after swimming. That is okay. But we cannot drink alcohol before or during swimming. Why? Can anybody tell me? Why? Yes, tell us. The name, please.
Asif.
Isaac.
Asif.
Oh, Asif again. Asif, you answered before. Okay, let's get you. You're lucky now.
If you drink alcohol before or while swimming, you are intoxicated, so you don't know what you're doing, so you can drown.
Oh my God, Asif is so, give me 5, give me it's so strong. 5. Asif is so smart. I'm sure he's one of the best students around. Asif is really brilliant. Asif used the right grammar, big word. He said, intoxicated. How many of you know the meaning of that word, intoxicated? Who knows the meaning of the word intoxicated? The way Asif said it. Who knows? Okay, so we're getting someone to explain to everybody what is the meaning of intoxicated.
My name is Anami. Intoxicated means somebody that is strong.
Very good. Intoxicated means somebody that is drunk, or let's just explain it in a simpler way. Someone that has taken a toxic substance, a substance that is not really generally good for you, and that makes you lose your good judgment. So when we're intoxicated, we do not make good decisions. And because we do not make good decisions, what happens is that we get ourselves into trouble and we drown. Or we drink 7 gallons of water and our stomach will become full. And that is not good. Okay? So drinking and swimming does not go together. And drinking and driving also does not go together. We must remember that. Alright? Are we allowed to have breakable glasses or bottles around the swimming pool? No! Why is that? Can someone tell us? Why are we not allowed to have breakable bottles or glasses? There's a nice little man over here. Could you tell us, please?
Because of the dangers.
It can injure us. So having breakable glasses could injure us. Having breakable bottles, when they break, it could injure us. So we don't want to have breakable things around the pool because that's not very safe. So when we go around and we have breakable objects, we are not allowed to use them. We must always just say to mommy and daddy, I'd rather drink from a plastic glass, okay? we go to swim and fail to adhere to the proper techniques of swimming, sometimes we get taught by bad swimming coaches and they teach us how to do Surulere village style swimming, which is not observing all the proper techniques. And sometimes instead of swimming healing you from injuries and pain, it could cause you injuries and pain. Why? Because we're not swimming properly, okay? If we swim in a bad posture, we could suffer, okay? So very important to always try to learn from the best coach. And are we allowed to wear jewelry? You know what is jewelry, right? Are we allowed to wear jewelry in the pool? No. Why? Can someone tell me why not? Okay, sir, I'm coming to you. Why are we not allowed to wear jewelry?
It can be inconvenience.
Inconveniencing? All right. Inconveniencing is not really the word, but we will hope that this gentleman will tell us a better word. Okay. Well, the idea of not wearing jewelry, and we're talking about, for instance, the ones wearing their rosary beads around their necks. You cannot wear anything around you or on you when you're swimming because it can get hooked to something and then you're going to get into trouble. Okay? And then part of the reason why we don't wear it is because if it is gold or silver, it can hurt you and it could hurt your friend or your neighbor. Okay? So jewelry is not allowed around the pool. And this is it. So to end it all, I'm saying that swimming is an activity that all age groups can enjoy, no matter your disability. So it doesn't matter what your disability is. Every human being can actually swim. Do you guys know that? Yes. And at the Swimming One Day Project, we start teaching children from 6 months old to old people that are 90 years and over. Yes, so if you have a grandpa and they want to stay healthy, you can tell them about the Swimming One Day Project, okay? So we have to remember all these safety tips, all these rules for when we start swimming, okay? Do you guys have any questions? Is there anyone that has any question, please? So this tells me that you're the most brilliant students that I have ever taught about water safety. Oh, somebody has a question. I see that hand up.
John, now that you say that if you are wearing gold jewelry, and so you join your friend,
How could that happen? Okay, a lot of jewelry have sharp edges. A lot of jewelry, if they got torn, they could become a weapon. So, depends on the jewelry and how it's made. If I'm wearing a jewelry around my wrist and I scratch the wall, what is going to happen to me? It's going to hurt me. And that's why we cannot do that. So while we're swimming, there's a tendency we will scratch others. There's a tendency we'll scratch the wall. There's a tendency that there is something that we didn't expect to be there that would be there, and then we could get hurt. Or it could actually strangle us. You know that when you have a long jewelry around you, it could actually strangle you, depending on what you're doing in the water. So in general, it's just not allowed. There's another young gentleman that wants to ask a question. Yes, sir.
If you're supposed to shout for help in the water,
Say it again.
when you say that if you're in trouble, you're supposed to shout for help, but they say no,
Okay, he said that I said that when you're in trouble, yes? Was that what you said? That when you're in trouble, you should shout for help. I didn't say that when you're in trouble you should shout for help, because when you're in trouble you cannot shout for help. So when you're drowning in the swimming pool or in the river or in the sea is a very silent, death kind of thing. So when it starts happening, there's water in your mouth, you're swallowing water, you're not able to speak. So we said, people that are outside that want to help, or people that are not in trouble, that they want to help, what they can do is to start screaming to get the attention of adults or lifeguards that can come in and help the drowning person. But drowning is a silent killer, and it kills people very fast. So part of the reason why we're doing this is because I want all of you to be very safe. Do you all want to be safe? Yes. Very good. I want you to scream it loud. Yes. Now that's what we're talking about. So for you to be safe, one of the major life skills that when you go to developed countries, Europe and America, it is an obligatory course in every school, is swimming. So swimming in Nigeria is not obligatory, but hopefully, if you guys help me with your voices, talking to your parents and your mummies and everybody around, beg them and say, please could you help Swim Guru to make sure that swimming is an obligatory course in schools. Because we can give you 6 courses, 6 classes in a semester or in a year, and you will be good to go. Okay? Does anybody else have any question? Any question? Please make sure that it's an important question.
You said when we want to jump in the swimming pool, I thought that we should jump with our legs. So even if I develop swimmers, so we can't still jump with our head. It must always be our leg.
We talked about jumping with our legs in every part of the pool. But when we dive with our heads, we must only dive at the deep part of the pool. Okay? Do you understand it now? Very good. Yes, Swim Guru. Thank you. And this gentleman over here has a question. We're taking the last question.
Okay, are we allowed to be talking inside the swimming pool?
Are we allowed to talk inside the swimming pool? Can anybody answer that? Sorry guys, you're all wrong. Yes, we are allowed to talk. We are allowed to scream. We are allowed to jump around and dance in the swimming pool. It's not the bad thing. As long as you're not drinking water. So, if you're talking and there's water in your mouth, you drink water. But the swimming pool is the most fun place to be. So when you guys experience it, you're going to enjoy it so much that you want to talk to your friends. So it's okay to talk while you're inside the swimming pool. But not while you're swimming, because maybe you'll get water in your mouth and you drink a lot of water. Okay? Okay, somebody else wants to ask a question. Let's ask you.
Why can't you use your boat to swim?
There are no boats in the swimming pool. They're too small. And Mr. Brilliant student. He said, is it good for us to wear a life jacket when swimming? When swimming, you don't need a life jacket. You need a life jacket where your life could be in danger. So, for you to learn swimming, what we need to do is to teach you without any floaters, no tube, no life jacket, because the aim is to get you to learn how to swim. But maybe when you're going at sea and you're crossing the sea with a boat, you will wear a life jacket. Maybe when you get to the ride in a ship, you could wear a life jacket. But right now, what we're interested in is getting you to swim So we will not be needing anything. So all you will tell your mommy and daddy to buy you for your swimming classes would be a pair of swimming pants. That's all. And I see the last man here. Do you have any questions, sir? Okay. So I think that's the end of it. That would be the end. And I'm going to try to find the swimming one day. Water safety anthem. But before, sorry, there's something very important I forgot. Do you guys know what is climate change? Who knows what climate change is? Nobody. Okay, Asif, okay. Let Asif hold up because you're actually very brilliantly. No. He said it's weather when it changes. No. Asif maybe knows what climate change is.
Climate change is the particular rate in the change of the rate of a particular climate in the upper atmosphere of the place.
Not really. I think that maybe he has an idea, but he doesn't know how to explain it. But climate change is the change that has been occurring over time to the atmosphere and the climate due to our human activities that makes it impossible for us to have a consistent climate like we've always had. So when it is dry season, what happens? It stops raining, right?
Yes.
But climate change makes it so that in dry season, it is raining. So that is climate change. So as human beings, we do a lot of harmful things to the climate. And these harmful things make it impossible for us to have consistent weather. So when it is dry season, it rains. That's what is happening now, right? When it is rainy season, so many things that don't happen before will happen. Why? Because we're using a lot of carbon monoxide producing cars. We're using generators that are not good for the environment. We're throwing our dirt all over the place. What is it that we as children can do to help the climate, to help save the climate? Does anybody have any idea? Because one of the biggest problems that we are having in Africa right now is flooding. And flooding is happening a lot because a lot of times the people do not take note of the drainage systems. They don't even care about it. So because we've all become very dirty, we all throw our dirt and our garbage inside the water passageways, the drainage ways, the gutters. So we fill it up with garbage. And when it's filled up, when there's rain, it comes up to flooding because all the drainages are blocked. What can we do as children to contribute to a better climate so we could have a safer future? Can anybody guess? Can anybody guess what we can do? Well, we have to pledge to be cleaner. So if we pledge to be cleaner, what it means is that we cannot be throwing our garbage when we eat something, we throw it on the streets, or we cannot be throwing and blocking waterways. And as children, we can also advise our mommy and daddy to try to use less their cars, not to smoke around us, and to burn the generator fewer times. Is that clear?
Yes,
If we do that, then hopefully the reduction in the destruction can help that we would have a more steady and more friendly climate so that we're not going to have a lot of disasters. But part of the reason why we're doing this is so that you are empowered with the gift of swimming so that you can all be safe if something happens, okay?
Yes, sir.
So I want you guys to give yourselves a huge round of applause. Swimming Monday water anthem, water safety anthem, by a little girl with a beautiful voice. I don't have a singing voice. You're going to listen to her, and afterwards we're going to dismiss. Okay? So we're going to listen to this little girl because she's going to sing it, and hopefully with time, you're all going to learn the water safety anthem. And the water safety anthem is supposed to help us remember all the things that we've learned so far, okay? So we're going to go to the water safety anthem. Yes.
Join us and let us stop to unnecessary drowning in Africa.